Chess, nonsense, and analysis. Hi, dear viewer. So today I've got a special treat for you. Basically, one of our viewers, handed in a game, a beautiful game, and Mr. Ammen De Villiers handed in this game that he played at the league. The recently started league, and this was played at the C division, but I'm telling you, the level of the game is worthy of even going to the Premier. In terms of how clean he he carried out the attack. Beautiful. Before we jump into the game, very exciting game, and actually it goes and links with our theme that we're going for, right? Which is calculation, patterns, and tactics. So it's a very nice game and it comes right at the right time. So I want to read something that Mr. Ammen De Villiers wrote regarding the game. He wrote a beautiful summary, but I just want to read one liner which really got me, you know. And he says, look, this was a game where I found myself smiling at the variations throughout the game. It restored some of the joy I had lost when it comes to chess. And that for me is what we are looking for. The idea that chess should not be like a drag and so on. We should enjoy, we should all remember why we love this game, the possibilities, sometimes you are actually a loser in a very beautiful game and you don't mind. This is what it's all about, right? So without much further ado, let's jump into the game. So yeah, this game was played last Saturday, and let's see what happened. So e4 was played, e6, knight f3. Now knight f3 is normally sort of an introduction into some sidelines. White is saying that, look, I'm not going to tackle the French in main lines. So many ideas. After d5, white can play knight c3, a useful variation, but white played e5. Okay, still a lot can happen. Black played c5 and white played the wing gambit. And I must admit, this is I love this gambit. I've played it in so many games. I've played it in like SA closed, in serious events. I've played it at the Olympiad. And it on its own, it's a very interesting gambit. I have sort of slowed down in playing it, and it's not that the gambit itself is unsound, but the issue for me was that there are just so many ways that black can counter, which give some issues. So there's a lot to work on. Anyway, in my last game at the Olympiad, my opponent played here d4, which is in itself quite an issue. What did he take first? I think he took. No, he played straight d4, and then yeah, there are lines where black can play also b6. They're also not so easy. I've always tried to push to play with d4 with the hope that if they take, I play like a3, and I'm waiting because if they want to play bishop a6, I've got b5, and then here I'm happy. I can go on with my attack. Bishop d3, h4, castles, rook h, or leave the king on f1 and h4, whatever. It's plausible, but yeah, but sometimes they just leave it there as well. All these are possible, but during the game, what happened was, so I'm just giving you a quick background of the theory. So C captures B4. I think that if every player I played took the pawn on B4, I would certainly think about playing the wing gambit again. So in this game, obviously the player playing black, Mr. Liberty Mharapara, is not afraid, and he wants to capture anything that is offered to him. So a3 is played, but knight c6. Yeah, taking is also possible, but it does, if white can capture with the knight, maybe, and some knight b5 later on, it's a playable move. So it's b3. All this is completely playable, but knight c6 playable, and pawn captures pawn, bishop captures pawn, c3, and here I think that Mr. Mharapara sort of underestimates the potential in white's position. He played bishop a5. I think it's a mistake. I think he should go bishop b7 and just give that extra cushion, that extra defense, and maybe then black can play moves like knight h6. For example, if white plays d4, knight h6 is playable. Bishop takes h6 is not really something that we are afraid of as black, because this position is uh, completely playable for black. Yeah, black may even castle kingside and put the king on h8 and into rook g8 and whatever. So yeah, things like that. But of course, after bishop b7, white fights, of course, because after bishop e7, d4, knight h6, white does not take, of course, right? White continues bishop d3 and creates a very tense position. So in the game, bishop a5 was played. I certainly criticized this move because it's just a dangerous move, because you are leaving the king side unprotected, so to speak. So Mr. Ammen De Villiers continues with d4, very nice move, controlling the center, and black he complies somehow, maybe f6. He should shake things up now, f6 and try to fight back. This is the key, I don't think you can grab a pawn and then afterwards you just go on as if everything is normal. White plays bishop to d3 and black castles into it, so to speak. Possibly black is thinking white should castle and then he will decide what to play, maybe f5, maybe decide how to continue. But now we come to the issue of a pattern. Now, this is a big one because, there are certain patterns that allow you to continue a certain attacking approach. This one is called the Greek sacrifice. There is one called, Laskar's double bishop sacrifice, things like that. That one should definitely know. So here we go. Bishop captures h7 check. This is a very nice move. It's a very nice move to play. The point is that, look, in the game, Mr. Mharapara played king h8, but king takes h7, knight g5 check. So the idea of the Greek sacrifice, of course, if you come forward, like say king g6, I would play like h4. Now my idea is to play h5, and then if you play king h6, you are going into the same line as the bishop. I've got like some double discovered attacks. Very dangerous. So king g8 is possibly what you would try, but queen h5, rook e8. Now, how white will play this position is that white will just simply capture the pawns that are affording some defensive structure to black. So, for example, take on f7. It's an important defensive piece. And then check, and we have this position. Now, we want to play queen h7 and then queen h8. So what do you think, dear viewer? Maybe you can pause the video here, have a look at it, and then try to figure out how you would get that going. You don't want a perpetual, you want to win. So pause the video. All right. You're back. Did you find it? Excellent. So what we need to do is to use a pattern that will come and put the bishop on a3 so that we pin this knight. So because we don't want any disturbances, let's just take the bishop. Rook takes a5. Now you cannot take with the queen because e8 is hanging. And after you play knight takes a5, just bishop a3, and it is checkmate by force. In a sense that the knight itself cannot move because queen h7 would be checkmate, right? Because if the knight moves, the queen would land on h7, and checkmate, and the bishop would be controlling this square right here. And the king won't be able to move and it would be mate. But otherwise, let's say black does something, white would play queen h7 check, and this is already checkmate because the knight is pinned. That is the whole point. That's the point of that pattern. Beautiful, right? Yeah. So anyway, it is to black's credit, Mr. Mharapara, that he starts to realize, possibly calculating variations and seeing that this is very dangerous. He decides that he's going to play king h8, which in itself is a logical idea, because I mean, I've captured a pawn, you get a pawn back, and then maybe I get a chance to regroup, right? Now, many players here, this is where Mr. Ammen De Villiers shows his class. Many players here would be scared. They would think, okay, you look, the pawn on g6 is going to move forward and my bishop is going to be imprisoned, so I should pull back. You know, they'll be like bishop d3 and so on. But it's time to move. And knight g5 is the way. What are we threatening? We're threatening queen h5. Queen h5 is a seriously powerful threat, bringing the queen into the attack. So it almost forces pawn to g6. And here, there are a number of ways to continue, but the most effective ones is possibly what was played in the game, and also h4 could be played, to play h4, h5. But queen f3 is extremely accurate. And I was impressed. I'm really impressed with the accuracy that Mr. Ammen De Villiers shows here. Because look, the threat is queen f6 mate, so the knight moves to f5. And have a look at how he plays this. Bishop captures g6. Beautiful. Well, the idea is very simple. If you take the bishop, white would play queen h3 check, king g8, and queen h7 checkmate. No? That would be it. So, black plays king to g7. And now it's your turn. Please pause the video again and decide how you would, well, continue the attack here, right? Okay. Did you find it? Yeah. So the attack is that we should think in a logical manner, which is black's piece that is playing, and that is the knight on f5. It is the one piece that is defending the black king. So very, very logically, we eliminate the knight. And now, afterwards, we need to create, of course, if black captures back, maybe again, you can try to figure out what you would play here. Yeah, did you? Yes. Queen in, queen h5. Queen h5 is very dangerous, threatening queen h7 mate, and if the rook moves, we will take on f7. Yeah, beautiful. So it means then that taking the bishop is not a good idea, and rook h8 is played. Once again, you have to stop. It is action-packed. It's an action-packed game. And as you can see, almost every game you have to be stopping the game to see, the video to see what you would play, right? That's how action-packed it is. So did you find it? Yes, indeed. Queen g4. This is a star move, man. It's a star move. I love this move. And the idea of the move, because you would think that, okay, but pawn captures bishop, attacks the queen, what's the use? No, we're using patterns. The point is that he will play double check. Not with one piece, but with two. The knight and the queen is attacking the king. And if king h8, then queen g7 is checkmate, yeah? Beautiful. Then after queen g4, the opponent plays king f8, trying to flee. Knight h7 check. I like this move. King e8, knight f6 check. The king is boxed in. Bishop a3 check, another nice move, knight e7. Now the king has got only one square, that is the one that it's on. I mean, this game really, it is, and Mr. Ammen De Villiers did say that he feels that this game can be very instructive. And he is absolutely right, because the way you're to carry out this attack is very, very, it's instructive how he's doing it. The king has got only one square, that's the one it's on. What are we doing? We're looking for a check. So difficult to find a check, but he finds this move. And such a move is not easy to find. He wants to put his queen on h6. He wants to play queen g5 followed by queen h6 checkmate. Opponent plays queen c7. Excuse me. After queen c7, he plays queen h4. Now he's threatening queen h6 checkmate. Takes on c3, king d1. Okay, this is desperation. And knight takes d2. And resigns because queen h6 checkmate cannot be stopped. Beautiful game. A very nice game, and a game that makes me smile because, using one of the openings that I like playing, sometimes as a surprise, the wing gambit. But the opponent made a few mistakes, but we cannot fault White's play. Brilliantly played attack. Very logical and strategic and tactical at the same time. A beautiful game. So yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ammen De Villiers, for allowing us to see your beautiful creation. It is beautiful, and thank you. So yeah, everyone else, if you want us to go over your game, please send it in as Mr. De Villiers here did, and brilliant game, really nice, bravo. And with that, I will say, dear viewer. Well, as always, checkmate.